All right.
How now, brown cow?
Oh no, brown cow. Let me.
Lion face, lemon face.
Let me just get.
I love scotch. Scotch. Down into my belly.
Do I say what episode number it is usually or not?
That don't think it matters.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It says it somewhere in the description.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Open Channel podcast. I am James Henshaw from Vice Press and I'm joined by Matt Ferguson.
Yo.
Florey.
Ayo.
And Tom from The Drop. How are you all doing?
What's up, people? I'm doing good. Cannot complain. Been a long week and been a trip since we have all been finally meeting in person at Thought Bubble.
We did. It seems a while ago now. It's been a couple of weeks. I think we've all. I mean, like, yeah.
it's been like 4 days or something.
I'm really out of it, like completely. I think.
How are you hanging in there, buddy? By the way.
Who? Me?
Oh yeah.
Or COVIDed up. I'm okay. I've been a brave little soldier. It hasn't been as bad this second time round. I kind of only tested as we was meant to be going to see some relatives who were elderly and stuff, so I was feeling a bit under the weather, so I tested. And then I don't know whether it kind of is one of those things that once you know you have it, it gets a little bit psychosomatic, so you feel like trash. It just felt like a really
maybe with you, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it felt like I had a really bad cold. I'm still a bit run down. I did a test about 20 minutes ago, and as of this, it was reading negative. So I think it's all right. So we're going to head out, and I'm going to go for a bit of a wander. How was the flight back for you, Florey? You've been home now for a week? A week today you got home?
What day is it today?
Friday.
Yeah, no, a week tomorrow lunchtime. Yeah, almost a week. It feels like it's either been 100 days or like 1 day. I can't tell. The flight was all right. You know, it's just what it is, isn't it? It's just long, and you just sort of sit there. I think the problem with it is when it's because they're all 4 flights that I had, 2 up, 2 back. They were all dark flights. So if you can't sleep, it's just like the longest shit ever because it's the lights are out and you're supposed to. We lost somebody.
He went and then he came back.
I'm back.
Yeah, it's just dark and it's miserable if you're not sleeping, and I don't. So there you go.
Isn't it summertime for you guys now, though?
Oh, you'd think so. You know what's crazy? Like, I've been walking around in jackets. We've got the El Nino still, right? Our third bout this year or some shit. So it's just pissing rain and freezing cold. It was warmer those first few days that I was in England 2 weeks ago than it is here now. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean,
makes no sense.
That's when people were running around in shorts.
It wasn't seasonably
English
warm.
people.
Yeah. We had it, I think it was about, on average, 10 degrees warmer than it should be for this time of year. But that's what global warming does for you. I mean, we were really lucky.
Fake news.
For those that don't know, Florey and Tom came over for Thought Bubble, and we had a whale of a time.
Yeah, it was a laugh a minute.
And then we...
like on the show.
And then we went to London for a few days to show Florey the sights.
Yeah, that was a laugh a minute.
Well,
so how did that go, Florey? Can you give us a little like what happened? What did you see?
Fun.
What did you like?
What did we see? I don't know. We saw some food. We ate some sights. I don't know. We just wandered around a bit because I've never been. So James was very good at looking at his phone and taking us places, and Matt was really good at whinging that we were going the wrong way. But it was fun. It was nice just to see a few things. And now I'm done. I don't need to do that again. So next time I come, we can just like stay home.
Oh,
we don't
okay.
have to go out again.
Doesn't come anymore.
Well, yeah, we don't need to go to London though. Like I've done that now. I saw a few things. That's fine.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was good. Like, yeah.
That's great, right?
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
I like the British Museum where like with all the shit people stole from whoever you murdered that decade or whatever.
Museum's good, yeah.
It was good.
Museum.
Yeah. We had some good food.
But you didn't like the taste?
Didn't we? Had a few laughs. There just wasn't much in there.
The Tate is half good, half nonsense. There's a few good things, but it's no like.
I like it. I like
it's
it for
no
the architecture.
It's no. Yeah, the building itself is amazing.
The place itself was cool.
But a lot of the art is just like
That's true.
Not my cup of tea. But then there's some bits that are like, well, that's a good picture. Ooh. So there's some really good stuff in there.
You have to. When the feeling I get when I go to the Tate Modern is that I'm like, is there something that I'm missing? Is there a room where they keep all the good shit that I haven't been to or can't find?
They have quite a collection, right? But like, because when I was doing the book, again, there's a plug on the book here, people. But this is I researched all the inspirational images, like from the painters and stuff, and a lot of things are supposedly in the Tate Modern, but they're not on display, right?
It's like any museum, isn't it? They only have like a percentage of their stuff on show.
Yeah, the archives below the museum. There was like 5 floors that were closed. It's like, I think you guys could fit a few more things in if you wanted to. Like,
yeah, it's a bit of a bizarre one, and I think a lot of them have kind of gone out now. Like Damien Hirst, we went to the
he's definitely gone out. NFT stuff he's been doing.
What a fucking peanut! Is he the Australian one that was burning all his shit last week?
He's English, but yeah.
Oh, is he? Well, he was doing something, and he had a big furnace and all these people in white outfits, and I'm like, mate, it's a bunch of dots on the fucking thing. Chill the fuck out. Stop carrying on.
He's not doing the dots, right?
You've invented
what it was,
something.
He was selling it as an NFT or a physical thing, but if you bought the NFT, he destroyed the physical thing. And it's just
which is... It's genius promotion because he was on the news everywhere, right? That's all it is. It's just he knows how to promote himself.
Well, he's a
phenomenal.
That's it.
Marketeer.
All the best artists are, right? They know how to market themselves.
There's a really
Whereas
good
we're
book.
sitting here fucking doing rubbish.
Speak for yourself.
There's a really good book on modern art and kind of the idea behind auction houses and things. I think it was Arseny from Bottleneck Gallery that got it me originally, or at least kind of suggested to it.
How it's like a massive laundering scheme.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a really good book around. It's the $12 million stuffed shark, the curious economics of contemporary art. For anyone with any interest in art, it's a really good book. It's written by a guy called Don Thompson. I don't think that's Poster Posse guy. That's his
name.
I don't think he wrote it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Just
but
put
it's
his
a really
name
good
on
book.
it, did he?
Yeah, probably.
Or is there more than one Don Thompson? Maybe he's a completely
He's another man.
Dom.
Can't be.
Different man.
Dom. Maybe it's Dom.
Dom.
Like
Dom.
Toretto or whatever from... is it Toretto from Fast Five?
Yeah. It's about the family.
Damn.
Family.
Anyway, that's a good book. We went to, a couple of years ago, we went to the Tate Modern in Liverpool, and that was much, much, much smaller. It's on the Victoria Docks, and it was really condensed in terms of what they had. They had more Mondrian, they had more they had more Warhol in there, they had some Tracy Emin in there. They seem to just have much more. So I don't know whether they kind of circulate it around them. But that was a much smaller building. That one was really good. But then you got places like the Met, which are just significantly... The Met's the best museum in the world, I think, probably.
Pretty good. I like the Musée d'Orsay in Paris. That's a good museum.
That is a very good one. Is that the one
like
in
the
the train
Prado.
station, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Prado Madrid, also really great.
Okay.
I just
And
like
was
the
it- was-
internet. You can click on, you can look at whatever you want.
It's very true.
Better.
Why do you have to bother leaving your house and going on a train?
And bothering with people. So yeah, we had a good time over in Thought Bubble. Thought Bubble was fun. We recorded a live episode while we were there. I think we're going to chuck that up online at some point, are we?
Yeah, I'm going to do it over the weekend.
It was really fun until I lost my mind right at the end.
I blanked out. I
Yeah,
have no idea what happened.
When just at the end with the sort of situation with the security, and I completely
Oh yeah.
lost it.
I mean, hats off to the Thought Bubble team. I think the guys there,
they're amazing.
Chloe, Martha, and all of them, they put on a really good convention. It's always really good fun. And I
So
think
good.
it just seems to be that we always have a way of finding any chinks in the armour. I think we're the ones that always have a tendency to find them. I think.
Why is it always me that's the one that goes off at someone though? Eh?
Because it's you. That's why.
That was just a silly rule that the security in the centre didn't fully inform Thought Bubble of, and I think it just kind of made it much more difficult for everybody.
Yeah, if we'd have known ahead of time, it'd be fine.
Anyway,
Yeah.
no one actually knows what we're talking about or has any context. So the convention itself was
was
pretty cool
amazing.
from my point of view. Having going the first time and
Same.
not really knowing what to expect, it was wild that opening morning. There was fucking people everywhere. All of a sudden, like a massive line up for the vice press / Matt Ferguson booth. Just people throwing prints everywhere and money was flying everywhere. It was just wild. It was really cool. And I got to meet like 7 billion people. People bought stuff for me to sign, which was cool. And
Yeah.
said, oh, I really like this poster from 1,000,000 years ago that I forgot I ever made and all that sort of stuff. It was great. The other artists that are always kicking around online, and they're apparently real people that exist in the world. So that's
no
fun.
AI, no AI.
No, they're all there. That was cool. We were even talking about it today, Matthew, that I might come for the next one. We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Interesting.
The next thought bubble.
Yeah, thought
Yeah.
buble.
Probably.
But yeah, for me, it was also the first one, so I really had a good time seeing all the people, obviously, and like that I have met through the years, only online and like talked to on the podcast, obviously, and yeah, you lot. I mean, the most basically first reactions I got was like, "Hey, you're tall."
Yeah.
Yeah, every single person said that, I'm pretty sure.
What's up?
Yeah,
Who are you?
just
You're
assumed
tall.
you weren't that
Yeah.
tall. It's a bit like James Hobson. When I first met him, I was like, "What? Why are you so tall?" I just thought he was
You know
like
who's fucking...
Danny DeVito or something.
You know who's tall? That's rough. You know, climbs out of the Charlie's couch or whatever.
That's me. I think I said on my podcast that I thought Kier was taller from Moore, but yeah, he wasn't.
I see
Kia-
you,
Kia
Tom,
Young.
as sort of like Kevin McAllister. That's what I assumed you were going to be like.
Yeah.
Just a small
little baby boy.
man.
I want to talk about Keir a little bit from Morat. I think people that know Morat know James Hobson, but then there's Keir, who I think is probably the most Lancashire man in existence. He's the most kind of northern man in existence. He we went out for dinner, didn't we? And he had carbs for starters, carbs for main, carbs for
It
drink,
was all pizza.
and then
he had garlic bread and then, with cheese on, and then pizza. It was amazing.
He accidentally ordered like the same thing 3 times. That's great. But he's a character. I really liked. I did like those chaps, and
I know, they're great.
Yeah, just everyone kicking around. Like that's the thing. Actually, I would say about Thought Bubble in general. Even the kids that attended it, just like the punters or whatever. Not an angry look on anyone's
No.
face, like no bullshit from anyone. Everyone was there to have a good time and just sort of like kicked around, and the merging of like, you know, I don't know, weirdo cosplay here, like comics about cats like over here, but everyone's just kind of like looking at everyone's stuff and going, oh, what's this about then? Like that was really cool.
It's very nice.
I liked it.
Very
there's such a
communal.
disparity between something like Thought Bubble, which is a community thing, which is more of an event based around folks that like that kind of thing, versus something like other conventions we've been to this year that just feel completely like shilling and just commercially focused and are just grim. Like it really made me. I got a bit down in the dumps, I think, around before Thought Bubble, because I was just so burnt out by doing some of the other conventions that we've done this year, and just thinking, oh god, we've got another one. But actually, it kind of restored my faith in doing that kind of thing, or that specific one, and where it works well. And like you say, Florey, it's down to the people. It's down to the fact that it's the folks that are there, the artists that we're friends, the people that we know, the people that we talk to, and then everybody that attends those things. It's such a family centric and kind of collector centric thing where folks actually like what they're going for. They're picking up comics, they're picking up art, they're picking up stuff people are making, and it's fun.
Exactly. I think there was
Hot cum mugs.
Hot cum mugs.
Family.
Hey, got my
It
Rogue
says
One
family like
t-shirt
hot
on.
cum.
Yeah, I think it was like really interesting to see that that it was more focused on the artist. I didn't know. I thought it was more of a Comic-Con kind of situation, but then it was just basically art, and I think that gave it like a certain feel for this, like the same kind of people that go, and because everybody could, like, even if you don't like posters and go more for the comics, you still get something out of the posters and vice versa. And I think that's
It was a comic.
really nice.
It was a comic convention. There was a
I know,
convention
but it was-
about comics like that. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of them aren't. They're just out in name only now. It's about
Exactly.
films or famous people giving you a photo for $300. Like it was
It's
so good to see.
independent,
Just
isn't it? It's independent people. That's the
yeah.
A friend of mine who's an artist, she went along. I think it was the first time she'd ever been to anything like that. And she reads comics and she creates stuff. And I think it was really good for her to see that, you know, she does the art fairs and bits and bobs along those lines, the independent ones. But then there's also a collective of people that do similar things to what she does, but also that there's a market there that are people that are interested as well. And I think it's that creator-owned thing that's quite unique and quite fun. So yeah, and then we had the screening as well, which the screening was a really good laugh. So if anyone that came to that, thank you very much for supporting us. I felt like trash if I spoke to anybody that day.
When you puked up, poor James.
Yeah, when we were in a van together, right? We were driving across the English countryside to get to this joint, and we get out. Matt's like, "All right, well, I'll go speak to this man in this box and see if we can park here." And I said, "Oh, James, what are we doing?" He goes, "I don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna go spew in that bush." And I was like, "Cool, okay, I'll stay here then." So, rough one.
Yeah, I've had
You
a
got a bit
fun
of
couple
food
of
poisoning,
weeks.
didn't you?
Yeah, food poisoning or something. We had a dodgy Chinese the day before. That was a laugh, but I managed to muster on like the brave little boy that I am, and I wanted to come to the screening. I did want to come to the screening, and I appreciate the effort that you guys put into getting everything set up. To be fair, it was probably
Very
easier
little effort.
that I wasn't there.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
we had
because
no
they
idea what
wanted
was
it
going
in
on.
a
We
different
just-
place. They wanted it in a different place, and I wanted it in the little room that was to the side. And I just said, "We're having it in the little room," and I just did it. I just took the stuff in there.
And you pissed them.
And they
You
were
fucking
like-
pissed them off.
They were seething.
They were
I was like,
cool,
Why
they were
would we
cool.
do it in the main room with all the noise? We want the quiet little room that there's nobody in.
Yeah.
But they were
But
cool.
there's
I mean,
nobody
everybody
on
was
the
chilling.
line
It's
there.
good.
Yeah, it all worked out in the end.
This is again me
I
being a jerk.
I fell asleep about 17 times during the actual film, so I'd love to see it on the big screen if I ever get the chance. I was doing these. I was doing these ones. Woo,
I was
I'm back.
going
Woo.
with you, buddy.
Do you
Yeah.
think? I mean, it's one of my favourite films, right? And when I got back from Thought Bubble, I watched Evil Dead 1 just so I could compare them, because I think it's been longer since I've seen the first one. It's amazing how different they are. They're not just a cut and dry remake. They're tonally, deliberately very different.
Yeah.
I think that's quite clever. But it doesn't mean that one works less than the other. It just makes Evil Dead 2 more unique, I think. We've seemed to have got into a thing at the minute where we're kind of focusing. We're doing a lot of horror stuff. I'm not a
Who?
massive. Vice
The
Press,
world
I think,
or Vice Press?
Vice Press. I think we've been doing a lot of horror.
Well, the world too.
Yeah,
There's a
true.
lot of horror this year, especially this year. It's crazy.
Like, I'm not a big horror fan generally. There are odd things that I like, but I'm not like, oh man, horror film, gotta go and see that. But I don't know, like, do you think? I don't know what my question was. I've lost my train of thought completely.
Horror
Like, why have we fallen
Why
into
do you
it
think
or
that
whatever?
is? Why do you
Horror's
think
cool,
that
that's fine.
is?
Well, I think it's just cool. Yeah, it's like from my point of view, like it was always my thing. Like growing up and the Friday the 13th and your Halloweens and your Freddy Kruegers and your Exorcists and your whatever else. I loved it all. So it's just the funnest stuff to draw too. Like it's just more fun.
Yeah, like
It's monsters. I love monsters and crap.
What do you guys? Are you?
Yeah, and
more
I think
on-
you can have fun with it more.
Sorry.
Go, Tom.
I was wondering, are you guys more into this old school type of horror, or more into the modern ones, like let's call it the A24s? you know?
old school A24 stuff can be a little bit too pretentious for me.
Okay.
It depends what it
It's-
is. I think there's some amazing films like The Black Phone and Barbarian this year, like two standouts, I think. But like there's a lot of really great, especially like some Netflix stuff where you've never heard of it. You didn't even know what it was going to be. And then it's just some, a 7.5 out of 10. But sometimes a 7.5 out of 10 horror movie can be more fun or more kind of gripping than a proper film. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think they're just easier to watch in a way sometimes.
Netflix do that really well. It's kind of like that Fear Street stuff, isn't it? It's like Goosebumps
Oh, I love
Goosebumps
those.
for adults. and it just seems a bit more fun. And even though fun's the wrong word for something where you're hacking and slashing people up,
Oh, no,
there
it's
is a
fun.
sense
No,
of fun.
not for those. Those were fun.
I like a fun slasher though. Like there's different kinds, isn't there? So like Halloween isn't a fun slasher, the original one anyway. It's a great movie, but it's not.
Would you say Scream is one?
Scream is a fun one, but also
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Nightmare
I
on
like-
Elm Street is fun because it's kind of like got this larger than life thing to it. It's a bit like
Especially 3 and 4.
like
especially
Fright
once you
Night. It's just got that sort of like popcorn element to it as well, and that's the kind of horror that I like.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's where I fall in. Some stuff I am interested in. I am interested in the black phone. That does look good. But then there's a lot of those A24. I tend to prefer the A24 films that aren't horror. The horror ones I've seen, I'm like, oh, this is a bit pretentious. But finally watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is
There you go.
the second best film I've seen this year, I think.
What's your number one?
What's
Top
number
Gun?
one?
I'd say Top Gun. I
Yeah,
still
there you
preferred
go.
Top Gun.
I figured.
Fuck you, Tom. It was very close.
Yeah, I'm torn between the two. I think they're both amazing.
I think had I seen Everything Everywhere All at Once at the cinema, maybe it
And
might.
maybe without like not having a year of people telling you it was the greatest movie ever, sometimes that can.
Yeah,
I tried to
I think
say
that's
that
what
in
Top
April.
Gun was a surprise. Like there's something about that whole.
Yeah.
We just went and saw it, and we heard it was good, but it was like an incredible cinema experience. Then there's something to be said for if you had to seen that like on release everywhere all at once, then maybe it would have had the same effect. I don't know.
Oh, well, have you
Yeah.
watched it?
I haven't seen it. No,
You
It's
love it, mate. You love
incredible.
it. You will.
I know.
I'm now
but
doing
I just
exactly to
haven't-
you what everyone's been doing to me. It's like, well, you've got to say it. So
Yeah.
Rakakuni! Rakakuni!
So Rakakuni was so good.
Rakakuni
What was-
is the best thing ever.
Nat's,
It's so good.
Nat's review of it was incredible. She gave up about halfway through. She's like, right, I'm done. This is too ping-pongy. And
Ping
like
pongy.
ping-pongy in terms of like bouncing all over the place. Like she kind of likes linear stuff that's very kind of, I'm going to do her a disservice here, easy to follow, but like because
She prefers linear storytelling to non-linear.
yeah. But then on that, I mean,
Everyone
wanna-
likes a big giant donut, don't they? That's like the end of the universe or whatever. Everyone loves that sort of stuff.
it was just so incredibly well cast.
By the way, I saw Glass Onion the other night.
Oh, did you? What did you think? I'm desperate to see that. We want to go and see it at the cinema.
I have to say, without spoiling anything, obviously, I like the first one better.
Okay.
But I think it was equally good. There's more laughs, so be prepared for more comedy.
Okay.
I am
More
kind of
laughs because the first one I thought was
I loved it.
was pretty hilarious.
But it was like-
when he was sitting there with his iPod.
Yeah, but that's
In
more
the-
like they're still on a classy level. This is more of like you feel like more of a like I would
Clouseau?
not a no, it's more stand-up level kind of comedy. Like making fun. Everybody's making fun of everybody. It's not just one person who does that.
more
Really,
Okay.
quippy.
Yeah, quippy. Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Okay.
eat shit thing isn't funny. They don't think it's funny, do they?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just so funny to watch.
Exactly. Yeah.
Eat it, you eat it, eat it.
Yeah, I think it's more
Love
for
that.
laughs in
Okay.
terms of that. Yeah.
Plus, he's got a really
Well-
nice knit, hasn't he? Chris Evans in that first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping maybe we might go and see it later, or maybe Sunday at the cinema because it's only out.
We
I think,
can't
until
go.
Tuesday.
We can't go.
Kids in it.
Yeah, well, it's not on in the morning, so the time that it's on, we'd have to leave halfway through to go pick up the Ferg from school. So
Mini Ferg, baby Ferg.
no, she's not
So
a baby anymore. She's just a Ferg now. She's fully formed into the beast mode.
It's
Fully
young adult,
ferged.
young adult Ferg.
What is it? It's 3 modes of Pokemon, right? They start off like a little thing, and then they go a bit medium, and then they go big. She's medium,
Okay.
but she's got the attitude of the big beast mode. I think she's yeah.
That's the weird thing about Pokemon, right? If you think about it, so you start off and what are they, 10 when they can go out and be a trainer or whatever, right? Something about that around there. So you go and you get your little cute guy, and if it's your partner or whatever, it follows you around like Pikachu, right? So you've got this little fun thing like a little dog for a while, and then you get into some scraps, and then it becomes like the size of a golden retriever most of the time. You know, pretty big, but not like overwhelmingly large. And then when you're probably 11 or 12, you have a full-grown fucking rabbit the size of your father that just walks around next to you and kicks fireballs at people. It's totally bizarre. Yeah, these big giant fucking things that just walk around, you know? It's that part of it has always been like,
That's why you put them in a Pokeball.
Yeah.
That's true. Just
Yeah,
put
well,
it in
sometimes
the
they
ball,
don't want to go in. They don't want to go in.
They don't.
Some.
Gotta get the special
We got the new game, but we got the new game ready to go. But he's been too naughty, so I haven't been able to open it yet.
Oh dear.
These kids, eh?
I think it's
Went
it's
for
kind of-
Violet.
I'll give like Pokemon's quite an interesting one because it was like big when we were kids. It seems to have gone away a bit, and then it just goes to show how much things can swing back round. Sonic's the same as well. Sonic seems to be really big. I think the film helped that. Do you think it was?
Yeah, well, Sonic's
did
not
they
like
ever
a big
Pokemon?
game now. Sonic's like a character. He's become a character, and the games have just not been good since the first one.
Yeah, it's
really.
bigger than the game. Yeah.
Well,
no.
They've done the same thing where they've kept the it just kept going. It's like Turtles. Everyone's like, oh, why is Turtles still popular? Like whenever it comes back, my mum's like, oh, well, you used to watch it. How is it still going? It's because they make a new show every 3 years.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing with like Sonic. They make new games, new shows. Pokemon still, that anime still has Ash in it. Like it's still the same character, but every time they make a new game, he goes over to that same area and it has the same sort of stuff in a roundabout way. So you can, and the cards keep coming out too. With the same theme of the new game, so it all ties together. So you fall into it. It just
Transformers
it's never ending.
The new Transformers cartoon, it's like these new characters that are sort of tied in with the human kids. So there's this element where the two new characters are sort of like bonded with the kids, and that's cool for like the kids to like. But then it's got Optimus Prime and stuff, and then the dad of the humans, he liked Transformers when he was a kid, as if they were real. And so when he recounts the stories of the Transformers, it goes like the G1 cartoon, and you get the flashbacks, but it's the old G1 animation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it look good?
It's exactly the same animation as like it was in the 80s, but it's awesome.
That's really clever.
And he's like a huge fan, so like when Bumblebee comes back, he's like, Bumblebee! Because he like loved the Bumblebee, but it's like it was real. It's really cool.
You don't.
I was like, this is good.
Florey. You don't seem.
It was good.
Huh?
Optimus Prime's got a good voice as well. His voice is it's Alan Tudyk is the best one outside of Peter Cullen. Yeah, his voice is great.
If it's good, I'll admit that it's good. I'm just skeptical. I was skeptical before. Like I already know he's been watching it and saying it's good, but I'll have to see it. But the problem is it's on that stupid fucking Paramount thing. I'm not getting that just
for free,
to watch.
so I don't have to pay for it. So that's the other thing. But it's just got a nice feel to it. Like Optimus Prime is nice. He's not killing things. He uses his like axe to like as a shield and stuff, and it's kind of just got the right family tone.
To be honest, the really nice. Cyberverse was alright, like for what it was as well. That was when Herbie got in.
The Netflix one was not great.
Sucks.
That was rubbish.
Because that's horrible. Like it's got a bad the tone to it. It looks like shit for one.
I tried watching it because you always like it, and I was like, ugh, this is not good.
It's so boring.
Well, it's just it's so self-serious and like, oh, we're always at war, blah blah blah. This new one, Megatron's just like he's gone good and he's like nice now, and it's like, are you really? It's cool. It's good.
I'm sure he'll swing back and forth. Right, that's going to be the whole thing.
So on the screening side of things, like going back to that a minute, we it's something we want to do more of, isn't it, Matt? I think we kind of figured that with this screening here at Thought Bubble, and the more we've done these conventions, that it was just nice to get everybody together. I guess what'd be really interesting to figure out is the kind of films that people want to see and where we want to do them, because we definitely want to do them around Thought Bubble, and we'll kind of try and figure out
still
that
do
and
that,
and do those because that's fun. But
Sheffield,
I guess,
we'll do them in Sheffield because then we don't have to travel very far. Then everyone else can come to us.
But there's a certain type of film that works for screenings, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess if we were doing a screening, it'd be quite fun to figure out what kind of films people want to see. There's going to be loads of really random things in that, right?
Yeah,
but I
well,
guess
it's
what
like
makes a fun screening film?
It's the group thing, isn't it? Or like where you can do a drinking game to it. So like Labyrinth is a great one because you take a drink every time you see Bowie's crotch, and it's like, what is going on? Why are his trousers so tight? And that's like a great watch along. And it's just get. I went to a group screening of Labyrinth a few years ago. I say a few years ago, probably like about 15 years ago.
20.
A few years ago.
And yeah,
Time flies.
and everybody was just howling with laughter every time it was like a gratuitous crotch shot of his just weird tight white trousers that he's got on. And yeah, it was great. It makes it more fun. So Evil Dead's like that because you can participate in the fun of it.
Yeah.
So that kind of film.
We had a little cheer in ours when he says the thing. You know, he says groovy, and everyone goes, "Eee, he said the thing from the internet."
So then you can do that. You can build that into the screening, right? So you can come up with a cheat sheet to give people, and they have, if they want, take a drink.
Or you can get the bingo, and then like a giveaway for a poster. You know, who has the bingo first? You know.
Just that sort of thing, and make it a bit more interactive.
Just picking the film, isn't it? Yeah. Picking the film. Predator. I think I always say that whenever this comes
Predator's
up.
a great
Stuff
one.
like that. Things that you've seen 1,000 times that are still fun to watch with other people.
Is that our
That's
watch
the
along?
key.
Like our commentary watch along? For the
Because we
next
did Goonies. Goonies was good.
Oh,
Goonies
Goonies
was fun,
screening
yeah.
was really good fun. That was the first time I'd seen Goonies as well, weirdly. I'd never seen it before then.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just one of those ones that
Well-
kind of passed me by.
I never saw it as a kid either.
I fully saw
saw
it when I was like 6.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I don't know why.
Oh,
I don't know many people that have seen it here either. Maybe it was just one that never came on video or something. I don't know why it wouldn't have.
it just never really seemed to like pop. You know, like in friend circles and.
Oh,
stuff
we were
like
just
that.
obsessed with it in my house. Like, we loved that movie. Loved it.
So how about we gonna ask our audience that is in the live chat right now from this pre-recorded premiere, what would you like to see, people? What movies should be a screening possibility, or what other movies would you like us to comment on?
The other
the audio commentary.
We're not doing Legally Blonde.
Not doing Legally Blonde. Yeah, Gary, no Legally Blonde.
Gareth.
But the other thing is it gives you the opportunity maybe to do posters for a film that might not necessarily be as commercially viable.
Yeah.
You know? Like if we do some really obscure, cool films, or films that are harder to get a license for, or all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
It opens up potential there, doesn't it?
Here's a live
Double
on-air
features are
business
fun
question. Do you think we'd do posters for screenings, Matt, that were just literally exclusive for that screening and on the subject of that wouldn't go online?
Yeah.
That'd
Totally.
be fun.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
If we've got a screening and there's 100 people, like, you know, an addition of 100 is really special, and then not sell it again.
I mean, we're pretty full, right? On
Yeah, I think it was 70 odd people in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, 79. We only had one seat that didn't turn up, I don't think.
So
Which is really good. So I think had we kind of had a bigger screen prior to the tickets going on sale, I think it would definitely would have done. And also just like how that whole Eventbrite thing, that was just a fucking nightmare because we couldn't sell them through the event.
we need to get partnered up with a cinema and
We
sell
do.
it through the cinema's website and do it properly. It's just that getting them on board is the tricky thing, isn't it?
Speaking of one
Get
last
Screen 8 a bit cheaper.
Screen 8, pissy screen.
No way.
Speaking of the screening, one last time here. Did you guys see Tom Chester, who won a quad, already framed it? How do you guys like it?
I do like it. Yes, I do. I thought that
cool.
was very nice.
So, yeah,
It's a good
check
egg,
out Tom
that
Chester's.
old Tom Chester's. He's a good egg. He's framed some stuff for us
Why is my
recently.
Siri going off all the time? Shut the fuck up, this thing. Fuck.
Yeah, he's a good egg. That was
Alright.
cool, and it was fun to be able to have those little bits and bobs that we gave out as freebies. On the subject of films, I managed to. I don't know if you remember at the start of the year, I kind of set myself a bit of a challenge to watch 50 films.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've done it.
Congratulations.
Done it. Finished it.
Oh.
Yeah, 50 films I've
Was
never
it 50
seen.
films you haven't seen?
Mm.
Yeah.
What was the last one?
What was your favourite one out of all them?
Black Panther was the last one. Let's have a look. Sure,
Yeah, I just want to talk about that one next. So
I mean, does that okay? So new stuff
it's
counts
anything,
then.
So it's anything you've not seen. It's not just like old classics and stuff.
Yeah. So it was anything that I'd not seen. Oh, sorry, no, I lie. It wasn't. It was In the Loop. I watched In the Loop the other day.
was it all better than everything all at once?
The In the Loops.
It's like the thick of it, right?
Yeah, it's the film of the thick. It's the thick of it film, where
Malcolm
everyone.
Tucker, man, is so funny. Is
Yeah.
Malcolm Tucker in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's really weird because you've got a load of the same actors from the thick of it that are playing different roles in
Yeah.
the Loop, apart from Peter.
Oh,
Capaldi,
I know
who's
what you're
playing-
talking about.
You've done. It's the Doctor. It's Doctor Who. It's Peter Capaldi.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah,
is
Peter
like the most sweary, angry man on English TV.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Well, that's what I knew him from. Was that, and then he did Doctor Who.
Let's have a look. So my favourite, the thing that I've not seen, that we could class as, let's class classic films, shall we?
Okay.
I would say probably Royal Tenenbaums, maybe. Yeah, Royal Tenenbaums.
You
That's
hadn't
a-
seen that?
No,
Oh,
I
Great
haven't seen
movie,
that.
that. That's a
It's
great movie.
incredible. That was the first time I'd seen that. And the worst was Talented Mr. Ripley. That was fucking awful.
Oh yeah.
Matt Damon.
You enjoyed Transformers the movie, right?
Yeah. That was very
Yeah.
good. Yeah. There was some.
The Transformers, the movie.
I dragged you out to Star Trek as well.
You did, and then I've been watching some of those. So I've kind of got up to Voyage Home, but I've seen that before, so that's not on there.
It doesn't count.
So I
Don't
haven't seen
watch number
Search for
5.
Spock.
Don't bother with number 5. Star
So
Trek
next
5
year-
is poop.
I need to I'm going to carry on, I reckon. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to kind of keep doing that. It's nice to have these kind of little achievable things.
I like that you have a list to get you to watch.
Of course he has a list. What are you talking
I'm
about?
like just Mr. What random whatever. Oh, I tell you what, we started 1899.
Is it good?
It is good. It's also kind of not as complicated as Dark, but more impenetrable than Dark at the same time. It's
Really?
harder. It's harder to watch than Dark because you don't care about the characters as much
How far?
to start off with.
Yet.
Only like 3 in, so
Okay.
it's good though. It's really good.
I
The
think, we'll
production
be doing
value
that one.
compared to Dark is like it's very high quality production.
It does look.
They reckon they've
No, they
got a
got the money.
3-season plan.
Well, it's triangles again. There's flipping triangles everywhere, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so they're doing the triangle thing again. Cool.
I wouldn't put it past them that like it is dark, and it, at some point it just like turns back into that. But
Yeah, but then yeah, there's different time zones in it and stuff, so it's already like, oh, this was very interesting. It's very
I
good.
didn't know that.
Yeah. I am going to give it a watch, but there's just we were talking about this the other day, how there's just such a sheer volume of stuff. Like, I don't know about you guys, I like to have a funny thing and a serious thing on the go at the same time, so you can kind of,
Okay.
depending on your mood, you can kind of bounce between the two.
You've just made me think, James. Can I just say,
Yeah,
we were doing Ghosts, right? Good Ghosts.
yeah.
Me and
one?
Kate thought we would try the American remake for one episode. We got 10 minutes in.
You didn't like it? Oh my
no,
god!
the
What?
American Ghost is crap.
What? No, I love it.
No, it's awful. It's got none of the
What?
charm. It's the same exact thing with
Is it okay?
all
yeah,
of the
figured.
charm took out of it. It's nowhere near as good as the
I
English
like it.
one.
I have to say, I really like it.
No,
I haven't
it's
seen the
terrible.
English one though.
The English one is
Oh,
just
have you
like
not?
just shotguns it to death. It's
I
just,
am.
It's not even a competition. Shocking.
What?
I didn't know about it because like when it came out, I was just like, oh yeah, that's a new show. I watched it and I found out, oh, it's a remake of the UK one. Okay, then I kept watching it because I really was entertained. I really
You should
looking
watch
forward
the UK one. It's so much better.
Okay.
We while Florey was stopping at ours, we waterboarded him with ghosts from UK ghosts. While he,
Yes, I had to sign 800 fucking
COAs.
certificate of authenticities. So he's like, here, we'll put this on. I was like, oh yeah, you've been going on about this. It's a really good show. And now I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna have to watch those first 5 or 6 episodes we watched again because I need Laura to watch it with me. But yeah, no, the promos for the American one are on tally here. and I can't even watch the ads. Like, it's
What?
that fucking horrible.
It's awful.
Yeah,
And
so
me and
crap.
Kate turned it off. We were like, Jesus Christ, this is like.
That's crazy.
But that's
Well,
never worked out, has it?
No.
oh, it does.
Even
I
that
think
first season
Shameless,
of-
Shameless was
Even
better.
Even the Office, where that first season where they just do joke for joke, it was rubbish. Like,
Yeah,
it didn't work.
it got better
When they
as it went
found their
on.
own foot and made their own show, then it's fine. American shows can be good. I mean,
How do you guys like
not
Shameless
as
then?
often.
You what? Sorry, Tom.
Huh?
Shameless?
Yeah, it's rubbish.
What, the
Yeah, I
American-
haven't really watched it. I don't
You
don't
didn't
like
the
it.
American one?
I didn't like the English one though.
I quite like
We
the
are-
English one. But
We are good. Like, there's a couple of so the two things that I'm watching at the minute. Is one of them's a program called Brassic. Brassic's very good. It's Joe Gilgan, from he plays Cassidy in Preacher, and he's in Misfits
Oh, okay.
and stuff. Brassic's very funny. I think we're very good at the comedy thing when we get it right, and I think that's it. We're good at making heartwarming things, like the thing that Ghosts has in common and Brassic has in common, and some of those other things like Friday Night Dinner and stuff like that work. They all have heart. They all have heart. They're all kind of nice and sentimental. They've all got a message, and there's no nastiness to them at all. And I think that's something that we do really well.
I have to say, I
The
like.
best thing that Shameless ever did was finish so that dude could become the bear in the bear.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
man,
bear
that
show
show's
is good.
fucking
Jesus
awesome.
Christ, that's so good.
Woo! The bear has to be half an hour long an episode because it is just too stressful. If it was any longer than half an hour,
Yeah, right?
you'd be dead. It's insane. It's
It's
so
such a good show.
Yeah, me and Kate
The writing
started
on that
saying,
is
yes,
incredible.
chef, to each other.
Yeah.
Yes, chef.
I've
Yes,
been
chef.
saying corners as I go through the house.
Hands. We've been doing that as well. Hands.
Nice.
Oh, I'm
It's
gonna have to
so
give that a
good.
go.
Very good.
Mate, James, honestly, it's
Yeah, go
incredible.
watch
You'll
it.
love
Yeah,
it.
it's
Well, that it
best
actually
show,
has.
one of
It's
the best
like
shows for sure.
it has a different. It has a different sort of like it's a serious show. It's not a comedy, but there is comedy in it because every character in that is an absolute character, and they write them really well. Even the small things they have to do, and I think it's similar in what James was just saying is that it has a heart to it.
Yeah.
Like there's very heartfelt stuff between these people that are like they're not having great lives in general. Like there's a lot of shit going on, but it sort of brings itself around,
Yeah.
It's really
In a
good.
similar way, I'm watching Ted Lasso now as well. I haven't seen any of that, so I've just watched the whole first season in about 2 days, and there's no question that it should be winning Emmys every year. Like the writing on that is incredible. In the same way, it's just so heartfelt, and every character is incredible.
Well, that's why stuff
awesome.
like that works, isn't it? Like Ted Lasso, even Mythic Quest. I know some of you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
aren't as much about that, but I love Mythic Quest.
Did you start a new one, by the way?
No, I've still got other stuff to finish. I'm only Murders in the Building as well. That I'm halfway through. But
Only
again,
Murders in the
even that
Building.
Again.
Yeah,
they all
Can't wait
kind
for the
of have
third. Can't wait for the third.
that.
Oh my
Even that,
God.
like with Ted Lasso, even the more villainous characters, like Brett Goldstein's character, they all have it's kind of a redemptive thing. Not redemption, because they are nice
Don't
people
speak
under
too
it.
much because he's not watched it all, so he doesn't know what goes down.
Yeah, I haven't watched it all.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's great.
But I would say, but even say if we just talk about the first season where she's sort of trying to sabotage the team,
Yeah.
to face the boss. Yeah, but even she's written like a real person because she has this thing with like that the Keely or Kaylee or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Where it's sort of like they get this friendship, like, but they talk to each other like, but she's not just always like scheming. Like
No.
she kind of like floats around, and like obviously Ted, his whole vibe is like breaking people down and breaking through those walls, and that like with his over positive kind of nature, and it's just even the players and like obviously Roy fucking Kent,
Roy
like, the way
Kent's
that
the
he gets to
best.
him, and it's just so brilliantly, well, it's what films seem to forget now, is that it should come from character. You know,
the real-
when they don't
real
have
moments, right?
$200 million to do it, they have to write fucking characters, and that's what makes this stuff good.
That's
Well,
why
this is why-
Wakanda worked, didn't it? Because that was character.
And that's
Based.
why I gave up
Good
on
film.
Andor as well. It just kind of just didn't. It just didn't.
That's
seem to have-
interesting.
I mean, if people like it, then that's cool. You know, I'm not one of those that's like, you ruined Star Wars. Star Wars is dead to me. It's not. It's fine. I just don't like that. That's not me. I don't like it. It's not for me.
But I mean, I think we're at the point where like Star Wars shows and all of that. Now you can pick and choose. It's not you have to like really watch everything.
Correct.
And that's what I think. That's what Marvel are doing, and we've spoken about that before. And I think that's what these big nappy wearing fanboys have to kind of wrap their head around. You don't have to like every single thing with a Star Wars badge on it. You don't have to.
No. You
It's
don't have
like,
to like all
do
the
you-
Marvel stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, do you like every single... You like crisps? Oh, okay, cool. Do you like every single flavour of crisps? No, you don't. So it's
Yes.
kind of... That's,
Salt and vinegar are clearly the best
Bad
flavour,
analogy.
and you are all wrong if you say that they're not.
what did you...
You sound
Oh,
you
salt
sound
and
like someone
vinegar.
who doesn't like Last Jedi right there.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was being what you call funny. Although I do really like salt and vinegar crisps.
I get that people have a desire... I get that people have a desire to kind of like everything, but you just... At a certain point, you just have to think, okay, cool. No, maybe it's not for me. And then save 12 hours of your life, because you don't have to invest that, and you can watch something else that you do like.
Yeah.
As I said to James earlier in the week when he was like, "Oh, I'm not caught up on TV," I said, "I don't think you can be anymore.
No, it's
like,
too much
I would
stuff.
love
It's
to.
impossible.
I would love not to watch a few shows. So, like, if some of it doesn't quite turn
It's
out
like,
the way that I want, I'm happy just not to watch it.
Like
Yeah.
back in the day, you didn't watch every single movie that came out because there were so many movies that came out, and then you've got this Tarantino guy, Quentin Tarantino. Yeah,
Who's that?
The director of the '90s or
Quentin-
something.
Quentin?
Quentin Tarantino.
Isn't
He's
Q2
like been
quality?
moaning about
Tarantino.
like, oh, Marvel movies, they've ruined cinema because that's all they make now. But all that sort of interesting, realistic drama or other kind of things like the '70s style stuff has just gone to TV. So you get it. You're just getting it through TV. It's still amazing quality drama, amazing creative people. But cinema has just morphed into more of an entertaining roller coaster ride while you're there. But that's not bad. I don't think. I think that's
Well,
great.
they did it to themselves, right? Because it became, well, this is the biggest money making sort of business in the world, and that's all we want to do. It doesn't really matter. The head honchos that dole out the money, if they don't get the money back, then that thing's dead to them. And TV doesn't seem to work that way. It gives more chances.
Streaming definitely doesn't.
Yeah, well, yeah, for good and bad, but they're willing to take a punt like on something that may, and they don't have to have an audience of billions. They can have an audience of hundreds of thousands, and that show can still sort of carry on for a little bit, a couple of years, and that's all it needs to do
Indeed.
sometimes.
So can we talk about Black Panther or?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say here. What was everyone thinking? Everybody loved it, I guess, and yeah.
10 thumbs up.
So like all the
What's
posters.
your thumbs, Tom?
They're here.
Hey, we're all thumbs up. I don't think it was maybe quite as good as the first one, but
No.
that's kind of impossible to. But in some ways, there was elements. I kind of like a souped up version of Thor: Love and Thunder for me, because there was bits of Thor: Love and Thunder that I thought were so amazing and so much better than Ragnarok. But overall, the film wasn't as good as Ragnarok.
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
one was the same. There was some bits in it, like Angela Bassett. It was just like that. She's just incredible.
I love
Better
all
than
the
anything.
characters,
Better than anything in the first movie. But overall, the film wasn't as good as the first movie, I'd say. Not that that's a bad
I think
thing.
you could feel. I thought it was pretty much a miracle that
It's
it worked
incredible. It's
as
so
well
good.
as it did. But you could feel the gymnastics that they had to do in parts of it. I think, and you could definitely feel the bits that they were doing just purely to connect to other Marvel stuff, because this is a big one. It's got to have a few things in it to build up for some other stuff, and that's fine. We all know that. But if I could watch a edited down version that took like, I don't know, 3 scenes out, I'd probably watch that.
Yeah.
I reckon.
I agree with you.
It didn't
completely.
feel
That was
long
kind
to
of-
me at all. I didn't feel.
No,
No,
it-
that's true. That's definitely true.
It didn't. I don't think it's a case of it feeling long, because it didn't. I just think for me, and again, this isn't too much of a criticism, because I think it's like an 8 out of 10 movie, and it's bottom end top tier Marvel. I think is kind of where I'm at. But like the Everett Ross and the the Elaine scenes. They were good and they were spiky and they were
is
fun.
she the Countessa? What's her
Yeah,
character?
Countessa
Okay,
von. I don't really know her
Von
character.
They didn't
Countessa
really
von Du.
propel the story forward particularly.
No.
So, yeah.
It just was very much we need to set up this relationship between these people. Where
Well, that's
which film
what
can
I
we
was
put it
talking
in?
about. Yeah.
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 And
There
have
could
you
have been a
noticed,
post-credit scene.
have you noticed a trend? And it's not a bad trend, but the MacGuffin is now a person.
Yeah.
So Ironheart, she's the MacGuffin, and then like in Doctor Strange, America, she's the
Chavez.
MacGuffin, and then in
Jane
Love and
Foster.
Thunder, Love is the MacGuffin
Oh,
at the end, really, isn't she? Because it's that because he's doing it all
Is it?
to try and get his daughter back.
That's what I like.
That's
Like
interesting.
So it's an
But-
interesting. It's just an interesting way to do it.
when it came to Black Panther, I was wondering, as we said, like taking things out. Obviously the Countess thing that could have gone out or be a post-credit scene. And also, I think I didn't like Riri too much. I mean, I love the relationship between, in terms of the women that they have and what it means to like telling this kind of story. But I think her character and her story arc was not necessary to like further this movie, obviously. And also, I have to say, without spoiling anything or trying not to, the post-credit scene, I think that was a step back. Why would they do that? I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Oh, that brought a tear to my
Okay,
eye.
I mean,
I can understand why you would say that.
from an emotional standpoint, of
They
course,
just-
but from a story standpoint, it takes back from what we've seen in the movie, what we achieved basically.
The new
Life
Black
goes
Panther
on.
is awesome. Is all I'm going to say. The new person wearing the suit delivers a really strong performance.
Yeah, that was
Wowzers,
surpri-
kapow.
There's a poster. They've released a poster with the face on it.
Oh,
now.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, sure, it's great. I think
So
I was
good.
really surprised by that as well. Honestly, I didn't think she'd be able to carry it. I didn't think she'd be able to do it, which is surprising because in the
That
first one
fight
she was
like woof.
yeah she
She's
was the
very
best
good.
she was the best part. I think we were just kind of maybe our opinions were marred by.
I just didn't.
social
She
media,
didn't seem
which
like an
isn't the best
action.
thing.
Well,
she
she's
didn't
a bit of
seem
a
like
peanut,
the
right?
strong
Yeah.
hero because she was the little sister. She had her little gauntlets. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that she had the gauntlets on the new suit, but then they got busted, and it didn't matter. She could still be badass.
Yeah.
She didn't need them doing gauntlets.
But then going back to this comment, we had this discussion at some point around how she's behaved online and her attitude towards certain things and this, that, and the other. I guess
That's all taken out of context, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's one, it's taken out of context. Two, you think back to what we were like in our early 20s. I was a fucking cretin. If I'd have had social media in my early 20s, then
And not much has changed.
then like you have to realize that people are allowed opinions and to develop and be kids, and add to that
Hasn't
and you're a
she
fucking
apologised
superstar.
or for whatever she didn't really say? She's just said, "Oh yeah," and it's like
I'm
well,
not
cool.
sure, but I kind
I
of
think
now
she has.
taking this opinion where I don't really want to know. There was a podcast I was listening to the other day. I can't remember what it was, but I just don't really want to know what film stars' thoughts are and what kind of.
Well, it's the
all of
paparazzi
that.
thing, isn't it, that's ruined it? Because back in the day, they were just these magical people. You know, Cary
Yeah.
Grant, I'm sure he had an interesting personal life, but you didn't really know about it. You know?
Yeah.
He's probably an absolute fucking cunt.
You know what I mean? But he was awesome in the movies, and there's an
Yeah.
element of like that. And Quentin Tarantino's right in what he said. That Quentin about like movie stars, the old-fashioned ones, being like these magical sort of luminous beings, and that's kind of like gone away. But it's not because of the movies or the actors. It's because their private lives are made public, and it's kind of gross.
Yeah. And I think that's the responsibility is on us to a degree to maybe step away from that and start
Yeah.
thinking, you know what, I don't give a fuck. Let them do what they're going to do and I'll just watch them in the pictures, you know. But
Well, look, we're all happy to watch Tom Cruise jump
Tom
out
Cruise
of
is
a plane.
definitely a
aren't we?
weirdo,
Like,
right? He's a weirdo. I don't care. His film's amazing.
yeah, I've got past that.
Do we like Michael Jackson music still? I mean, because there's still great songs.
Yeah, I'm still listening
I
to R.
mean-
Kelly.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Tom. Oh, God.
That's the thing. I think there's obviously a line, isn't
I
there?
never
It
liked
depends.
R.
It
Kelly
depends.
music anyway, to be honest with you.
It depends
I
what
Believe I Can
it
Fly?
is, right?
Yeah,
if she
yeah,
came
yeah.
out and said some like to camera like some absolutely abhorrent shit, like, you know, certain words used and all this sort of stuff, then yes, okay, you're off, like you're out. If she was like acting like the Flash Kid or whatever and fucking knocking over people's houses and stuff, do you know, and assaulting people in the streets, then then you're out.
She wasn't.
But if you have an opinion, if you have an opinion and your opinion, just because we don't agree with it, I mean, shit, there's half of America probably agrees with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
look at it this way: if you're, say, for example, you've got a hairdresser or someone down the pub or something that you go and they're like, "Yeah, no, I'm anti-jab. I'm not jabbed." I know people. We kind of hold those. I mean, yeah, I know people that have just kind of decide that and whatever, and they kind of come up with all these excuses.
Family
as well. Like, do you suddenly go, well, no, I'm not going to talk to that person again? We kind of seem to hold celebrities to a different level of standard. Like, we'll kind of chastise, I don't know, let's say, I don't know what she said. I can't remember what she said or what happened. We'll chastise her.
Who?
Shuri.
Didn't she just retweet something and then it didn't realise that there was nonsense in it, so she deleted it, and it's just like...
But we'll hold them to a different accountability than what we will a hairdresser or our family and stuff, and we'll quite happily rail against the celebrity, but like be all kind of
it's easy to be like that online, isn't it? It's easy to be a faceless troll online, and but face to face, people tend to never really be like that, which is kind of good that you're not like that face to face. But why are you like that online to people? I get people shouting at me online, and I'm just like, why? What are you doing? I don't know you, buddy.
Some of your comments recently, I think the Black Panther ones were, Jesus Christ, yeah.
I think I had to mute/block a few people over or something.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Twitter's a fucking disgusting shithole, more so than ever. Yeah, it should be done soon enough. But there's obviously no moderation now, so all of that stuff is at the surface. Like the one where I noticed it was there was a sponsored post for the Sam Smith album, like an ad really for Sam Smith's new album, and I clicked into that and it was like fuck me, like Jesus. There's not one nice comment, and the ones that are here are horrific. Like if a single person said any of that in front of me in real life, I'd wring their fucking neck. Like, I don't care who you are, you do not talk like that to anybody.
It's just crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Oh well.
So anyway, shut your face online unless you got something nice to say, basically.
Exactly. The rule is keep it positive. Don't try not to say anything negative online, and it makes it a better place for everybody.
It is that whole James Corden, Ricky Gervais thing, isn't it? It's like, okay, I don't like this. Cool, move on. Just move on. It's fine. You don't have to say, this is shit and I hate it and you're crap.
Because nobody likes James Corden and Ricky Gervais?
Oh, it was that joke that he ripped off. It kind of came up recently. I thought you were just saying
it's like nobody likes them, but we've just moved on.
Well, I mean, there is that too. But like, no, it was the joke that James Corden ripped off Ricky Gervais. Okay. And I just think it was kind of, it is relevant. It's just like, if it's not for you, move on. Nobody cares. Don't try and take somebody else's joy away. If somebody likes it, and if somebody's having fun, as long as it's not doing you any harm. Doing you harm
people any harm, isn't it? Yeah. It's like, you could say, Roy Chubby Brown, he's not doing anybody any harm. It's just jokes, but it's not, is it? He's a racist fat jerk, and he can get in the bin, you know?
One last thing to Black Panther, Matt. Would you do a different poster now after seeing it, or?
Nah, I got the poster nailed.
Oh, perfect. Are you happy with the what are you happy with after seeing it? Like, you're doing it like before or something like that.
Namor, I like the way I did Namor on both posters, and just obviously, I think on the US one where I've got the Dora, I feel like that they were kind of like, we're badasses. It was at the beginning of the movie when they were like, we've not got Black Panther anymore, but it doesn't matter because we've got these. And I was like, oh yeah, because I've got them on the poster and they're the most badass.
Yeah, that was a pretty dope scene.
My favorite.
Yeah, and the soundtrack. Oh my god.
It's amazing, incredible.
That Ludwig, he knows what he's up to.
When she comes down, spoiler talk. When she comes down in the suit, and that music kicks in. It was like magic. It was incredible. And then like M'Baku's like, she did it, and then they do the Predator handshake, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
How was it in the cinema? How was the atmosphere? How was it feel?
Because it was a bit pissy, to be honest.
What?
The screen
No, we had a shitty
had
screen.
a weird yellow halo around a lot of the white. There was something up with the projector.
It was fine.
Oh, okay.
There's a slightly took me out of the movie a few times.
Because I saw it for the German premiere, and there's like a lot of Afro-German or African-American people or whatever, like African people in there, and it was like it was a different kind of movie experience. Like it's like, as I told you guys before, when I go to the Indian screenings, the people having fun, screaming, and it was kind of like the same kind of situation, but on a different level. Kind of like
it felt,
but it was fun.
It did feel more like an Avengers level movie. It was big. It felt like this is
like an event
really
movie,
good.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, the crowd.
saw it.
My favorite
going
little thing though about it is that we don't have to change the way we say Namor or Namor because we're both right. Because he said it one way, and the Telecan people said it one way, and then the Wakandans still said it how I've always said it, which is Namor. So I'm wrapped with that because we're all right. It's a hand in hand thing.
That explanation.
No,
they made that up for
great.
this.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
That was
it
so
was
clever.
it was quite a
Very
clever
cool.
thing, because I think a lot of people are saying that it was because they didn't want to confuse it with DC, and it wasn't anything to do with that. It was that Ryan Coogler wanted to ground it in like real civilizations and give it some sense of reality in terms of where this could have happened and how it could have done. And he has that kind of cultures and working with that, and I thought that was really, really clever.
It's just good.
Yeah.
Again, it's just a great movie. It's right good.
allowing people to see themselves on screen as well, because if you've got this subterranean species that are kind of nondescript and not from anywhere, whereas actually you can kind of go to those South American cultures, and again, apologies if I'm getting any of this wrong, but again, it gives these kids, and it gives these cultures that don't have representation on the screen the opportunity to be like, oh, cool, well, whenever we're on the screen, we're represented wrongly or as villains or whatever, and this, that, and the other. But actually, here's a sympathetic dude with he's got his own arc, and that's me.
I wish that they would have done more promotion in terms of that. I was wondering, but because it plays a big role, but I think it's more about the African community in that regard, but never about Central South American community.
Well, they spoke a lot about Namor, and he's been very vocal in the press, and I think it's just really good.
I think as it goes forward, like now we have now we have a Latino superhero villain, because Namor's always a bit that way. Like, he's a bit of a dick, so he's either kind of like on the side of the Avengers or not, and he kind of floats around, which is great. And he's obviously going to be in more stuff, and they've got their guy now. Like, that's cool that he's been introduced. You know.
Yep.
Even if it wasn't about him,
it's the top Marvel movie this year. Definitely, it's
for sure.
Oh, easy.
I think, and again, like going back to the whole Marvel thing again, there's the Guardians of the Galaxy thing that dropped today that we're going to watch. I need to watch. I haven't seen it.
Holiday
Christmas,
I watched
the Christmas one, yeah.
Yeah. But then also we had Werewolf by Night, which that was phenomenal.
That was really good. And I'm going to say it again, the making of is almost better than the actual show. Watch the making of. It's pretty much the best making of I've seen outside of maybe the Blade Runner one, because it's made by his brother, and it goes into so much detail about like his family life and like how he grew up and stuff, and it's just not what you would expect. It's not fluff at all. Brilliant documentary.
I'll give it a watch. I think, to be fair, I think I probably preferred Werewolf by Night to Black Panther. Maybe is my favourite Marvel film this year. But yeah,
I loved the flaming tuba.
The flaming tuba.
Yeah, the guy just going, "Wah!"
Man.
So that's all I can
I'm
say.
a little disappointed. They announced a new Blade director. I really wanted Michael Giacchino to do that, but
yeah,
I think he'll get a full gig.
He will.
Maybe he's just gonna do some more werewolf stuff.
Maybe I can see why. I think I think Marvel seem to have wanted to go. I might be wrong in this, and it might be again if I'm kind of misappropriating something in some way. I apologise, but it seemed that they wanted to go down that person of colour route for that, which I completely get and I completely understand, and it seems an important thing for them to do when they're representing those things. But I think Giacchino will get some. Definitely, he's got to get something. Give that dude the next Eternals film. Oh no, it was Chloe Zhao. I don't know, whatever. Give him something. I don't care. Anything.
There's plenty. Fantastic Four is still available, right?
Yeah, whatever. Do it. Yeah, do. No. It's not. It's the dude that directed. The dude that used to direct It's Always Sunny. That's doing Matt Shackman. He's doing. Fantastic
WandaVision
Four,
guy.
Isn't it? Yeah, he's doing Fantastic Four.
I'll take it.
Yeah, he's.
By the way,
Fantastic
speaking
Four.
of superhero stuff, James Gunn taking over DC. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah,
They need it. They need something.
It's good.
Is that going to happen?
I like his stuff. I think it's interesting. He'll be putting
Peacemaker.
the creatives first, no doubt, and that's the key thing. Put the creators first.
What they've
Peacemaker
done
is the
right-
best thing that DC has done. So, and he did that. So
That's true.
there we go.
I think they've kind of done the right thing in terms of getting two dudes to do it, because there's two of them, isn't there? There's kind of the one that's more creatively leaning and one's the get shit done guy. And I think having two of those people, it's again like with Vice Press with us, it kind of helps because
We're exactly the same. We could totally run
Was
DC
James Gunn
for
here?
years. Totally. Yeah, I do a better job than James Gunn. Who does he think he is?
So we'll see. It can be nothing but a good thing, and I think it'll be interesting to see as long as they leave stuff like the Batman alone, which I think they will do, and rectify stuff like anything that Zack Snyder's touched. Then it'll be fine.
Oof.
Alrighty.
Careful.
They're in a tricky spot.
Yeah.
They're in a tricky spot with that stuff. It's kind of like, well, shit. We've just had this Rock film come out, and they've just put Superman back in it. We'll see what they do.
What?
I mean,
Spoiler alert.
I don't think it matters now.
How did that do? How did the Rock film do?
I flopped, didn't it?
It's already on Amazon,
350
right?
million?
Oh, it's not a flop then. It's just
Yeah,
not
just-
massive.
Yeah. It's probably made broken even just maybe.
It's
Be
already on
interesting.
VOD, so it's like weird.
It'd be interesting to see whether they decide to continue with that.
Next up, it's all about the blue people anyway. Avatar, telling you all.
Oh,
That's
you get
got
your
pot-
tickets, guys?
Oh, yeah.
That's
this is your
got the
current
potential to.
Yeah, it's 3 billion opening
Don't-
weekend.
Don't ever underestimate James Cameron. That's all. It doesn't. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Either. I'm not in
But I
yet.
wouldn't be surprised if he does it again, because so many people say that about Titanic. Titanic's rubbish. And it's like, yeah, but half the world watched it, and I went to see Titanic 7 times at the cinema when it came out.
Who says
And every time
Titanic's
it's on the
rubbish?
TV now and it comes on, we always end up watching it because it's such a good movie.
Titanic's brilliant.
Titanic's really, really good. So he's going to do that again. You'll see.
I wonder if they
I think what will happen.
technological aspect.
It's because
That's what I'm looking for.
I don't think anyone cares about that. We're all so used to seeing CG now, and people are just going to kind of be like, yeah, okay, well, it's a CG movie, whatever.
He'll double
But I
down
think
on
what'll be
the
interest-
story, I reckon.
He has to. If this one isn't good, then they won't make any more. But this one will still make heaps of fucking money, because I think what's going to happen is everyone's mum and dad's going to go, oh, Daryl, do you remember when we went and saw that film? That was good, wasn't it? And that's like the last movie they saw in the cinema, because they never go.
Yeah.
And they'll go out for it again. I think they're going to get a lot of like repeat viewing from the oldies, and that's what made it such a massive thing last time. Is that it wasn't just your 20s to 35s that went and saw it. Everyone went and saw it.
Yeah,
four
my mum
quadrants.
and dad went to see it, you know.
Yeah.
They don't go to see stuff.
That James Cameron dude, I was just double checking myself. He has not had a bad film. There is not a bad James Cameron film.
The
They're all-
closest to bad film is The Abyss, maybe, and that's great.
The Abyss is still very good. With the
You know what I mean?
Piranha 2, but even Piranha 2 is fun.
He didn't really get to do that, though. That was before he was a guy.
James Cameron. Still.
Started
Right.
off really with Terminator, and it was like... So, you know.
Should we wrap this up? I'm starting to sound like you, Tom. Should we wrap this up and kind of call it a day at that and aim to come
I
back
wouldn't mind,
in a
yeah.
couple of weeks' time? I think we've all got...
Sounds
Well-
good, but yeah, then let's wrap it up
Couple of
with
months'
maybe some
time.
question. What's happening, guys, for you guys in the future? I heard there's some madness going on.
Matmas.
Oh, 12 days of Matmas, where I just opened my store and said I'm going to open it for 12 days and shut it next Wednesday. Or if
and
it
you'll
all sells
forget,
out,
won't you?
I would do that. I got more posters coming at some point.
Hit that
Yeah.
F5 button, people. Hit that F5 button.
More
Yeah,
posters.
yeah. So we'll hopefully catch up before Christmas with everybody. We'll aim to have another episode. We'll have another episode going up soon, which will be the Thought Bubble one. And like I say, if there's
James, we should do one. We should do one where we're like somewhere, just you and me. So,
Just you and
so
me.
there's
In
only
a pub?
3 windows. Yeah, in a pub or something, like streamed over the phone, just drunk in the afternoon.
Where you're
'Cause
somewhere.
That's starting now. I'm done. I'm winding down and just getting drunk every day at the moment.
Florey, what's up with you?
I don't know. I just want to go to bed now.
What's up with your house or whatever the series is called again?
Yeah, no, I got all my Thought Bubble extra bits and bobs going up Monday. So at some point, I don't know when this is coming out, but there'll be some things for you to buy there. More of those. I would like to do more of those. I gotta do one. I think I've got to do one now. Actually,
You got to do
Not
a
now,
Christmas
now,
one.
but- Yeah, I have to. I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What's
then,
on-
and then you've got to
So that'll
make
be
a
good.
warehouse as well.
Yeah.
And you guys.
I have to build a warehouse.
You guys have been posting some mysterious bar and venue.
Yeah, that's what I
photos
was just
from
alluding
Vice.
to. Warehouse.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he's
That's
he's
all you get. That's all you get.
Mirroring it. Okay.
A warehouse.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
what's coming up for Vice Press then? Anything that we need to mention?
Yeah, we've got Matt's Blade Runner 2049, the editions versions coming out
On Tuesday?
Tuesday. So we'll post some information up today, and also
Can I
then we've
just
got
say, somebody I posted it and somebody complained. Somebody said, "Oh, I bet it's another one that won't even be able to get because you're only selling one copy." And I was like, "How about 1,000 copies?"
just while I remember as well, we for the open channel live panel thing, we did these cool little pin badges that everybody that came to the live panel could have.
Yeah.
If you play anybody watching open channel, if you place an order on Vice Press Store, just bang in the notes open channel, and while ever we've got any of these left, we'll send one out for you. You've just got to put open channel on the notes, and we'll do that for you.
I'm gonna send out at
Don't
least 3 of
email
them.
me.
At least 3.
Don't email. God. Don't send them a Facebook Messenger or Twitter Messenger and then moan that we haven't got back to you.
Yeah, or just email me. Because I'll just not reply.
Never get a reply. But we've got a few of those, so just bang it in the notes. And other than that, I think that's it. We'll wrap it up. Call it a day.
Awesome. There we go, people. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
And peace out.
Cheers.